Hello to everyone, my name is Alexander Patiño. Today we're going to show you the presentation about the TPT3 tax training. In this case, we're going to simulate that we are a advisor to the EMB organization to make a presentation detailing the description, relevance, process, and characteristics about the 10 knowledge areas. This is the 10 knowledge areas about the about how we can construction all the process to implementing uh, projects. So we're going to start. This is my presentation, and we're going to start with this first step: project integration management. And the definition is it's the coordination of all elements of a project. This encompasses activities such as coordinating tasks, resources, stakeholders, and any other elements of the project, as well as managing conflicts between different aspects of a project, making trade-off between competing requests, and evaluating resources. We have some characters about this item. Assessing and deciding on the situation is a key part of a project integration management. Helps ensure that projects are not managed in isolation. It takes into account not only how the various phases of the project relate to each other, but also how other parts of the business relate to the project. What is the importance about this step? Projects are complex and consist of many different parts to be managed. So the importance is about program, cost, scope, quality, resources, risk, change, and stakeholders. What is the process? The process consists the first step, develop the project plan. The second is develop the project management plan, direct and manage project work, manage project knowledge, supervise and control project work, perform, integrate, change control, close the project or project phase, or close the project phase. This is the seven step process about this item. Uh, the second the second step about the 10 knowledge is the project scope management. This item includes the process necessary to ensure that the project includes all of the work required to successfully complete the project. The main objective of the project scope management is to define and control what is and is not included in the project. So, in the context of the project, the term scope may refer to product scope, the charities and functions that define a product, service, or result. Project scope. This is the point. The work to be performed to deliver a product, service, or result with the specified charities and functions. And the process used to manage project scope, as well as the associated tools and techniques, vary by application area and are typically defined as part of the project life cycles. The third the third step is the project time management. Is the management of time spent and progress made on a project. On project tasks and activities. Excellent time management in project management requires um, planning, programming, supervision, and control. And control. What is important of the time management? A project has an official completion date. To meet that date, all projects need a schedule, and all project manager must manage it at their own time um, and the team's time to ensure that the schedule is met. What is the process? Schedule management planning, which tool will be used, who will be responsible for the use of the tool, how often will the schedule be reviewed, what control will be implemented to ensure that everyone complies with the schedule. What is the process? Define activities, sequence activities, calculate resources, calculate duration, develop the project schedule, control the schedule, monitor it. Management of project cost. Cost management is the process of estimating budget, budgeting and controlling project costs. Generally, the cost management process begins during the planning and initiation phases of the project. During the project life cycles, the project managers review and monitor project costs. They ensure that they do not exceed the approved budget. Upon completion of the project manager evaluates the actual cost and compared to the cost estimate to gather lessons learned from the project. What is importance? Cost management is a critical part of a project planning and management process. By performing effective cost management, you can create more accurate project plans, better understand project constraints, and ultimately avoid scope corruption. Cost management step: allocate resources, calculate costs, prepare the budget, put the project into operation, control costs, identify cost variation. Benefits of cost management: avoid cost overruns, level the expectation of the participants, anticipate project risk, and simplify future planning. Quality management of the project. The quality management of the project is a system designed to guarantee the minimum quality standards required. Thus, the work procedure is under certain rules that must be followed to ensure a high quality product. The product manager is primarily responsible for detailing these guidelines and maintaining the scheme of excellence during the development. Components of the project quality management process. The first component that we have is quality planning. All the variables of the project in question must be taken into account. From there, the minimum quality standards must be known in order to correctly manage the procedure to be followed. Quality assurance. Quality assurance means thoroughly analyzing the points proposed during the planning, whereby each regulation has to undergo a quality assessment to ensure the minimum standards it must offer. Quality control. Quality control is the last component and is therefore responsible for delivering results during the project process. Importance of quality management in a project. The importance of a project having a quality management department is to perform a proper procedure to endorse and guarantee the success of a job. Is If a project is carried out responsibly, it's highly probable that the resulting product will be to the linking of the end customer. In addition, the cost of a job due to lack of quality management can be very high due to the misfortunes that could occur during the completion of the project. Project human resource management. This process includes the process that organizes management. This process includes the process that organizes, manage, and lead the project team, which is composed of the people who have been assigned roles and responsibilities to complete the project. Project human resource management includes the process that organizes manage. It also provides a systematic process of planning, execution, follow-up, and control of human resources with tools and technicals for teamwork, negotiation, conflict resolution, feedback, and recognition with the objective of achieving successful projects. That is to include them within the planning, time and cost, and a positive work environment. Project communication management. Project communication management is one of the knowledge areas of project management, which includes the process required to ensure that the planning, collection, creation, distribution, surveys, retrieval, management, control, monitoring, and final disposition of project information are timeline and appropriate. Showing process, requesting change, participating in meetings, sending and receiving mails are the daily tasks in a project and require effective communication to be carried out. Communication is one of the most important factors for a project to progress day by day until it reaches its conclusion. What is the process? Planning, communication management, manage communication, control communication. Having a good level of knowledge in these three processes will help us to take the necessary measures so that the communication in the project follows properly and generates benefits such as maximize confusion, clear erroneous expectation, streamline the day-to-day work, and have accurate information for decision making, among others. Project risk management. It's the practice of um, it's the practice of proactively identifying, analyzing, and responding to different type of potential project risks. A project risk is anything that can affect the success of the project, whether it's something that that cases the dailies in the project successfully. In the project, the schedule causes the project to go over budget, or anything that result in the team's performance being damaged in one way or another. With effective risk management, you can detect any potential risks that may arise during the life cycle of a project, um, and mitigate them so that the project stay on track, on budget, and on target. When should you start thinking about risk management? Risk management is not reactive, it's a proactive. Ideally, a risk management plan should be developed during the project planning phase. This will allow you to better identify any potential risks and their impact, and then control those risks during the course of the project. Risk management process: identification, to compile a list of all cases in which the following could occur. Risk analysis: analyze the probability of occurrence, severely, and response plan. Pure, priorities, priori, prioritization of risks assessment is very assessment is very useful to assign a person responsible for each of the possible risks. Monitoring actively control risks. Response: with the registration of possible risks, corrective action can be taken. Project procurement management. Procurement management is the process of obtaining goods or service for a company by purchasing, leasing, or contracting an external resourcer to carry out a project. Generally, the procurement process has two main aspects. The first is the initial sourcing, is how the team identify the different partners and companies the company wants to work with. Typical This process involves establishing minimum requirements that potential supplier must meet, and identify why the company needs to have an external supplier for a project. The operational component of procurement management is the individual steps a company must take to begin working with a third party. These steps vary depending on each company's internal practice, but may include the use of purchase order sending out requests for proposals, selecting bidders, or going through a, a quoting process. Procurement process. Create a procurement management plan. Procurement procurement team's typical work with participants to identify what resources the team needs to accomplish a project. Conduct the procurement team will usually make a decision on how to implement the procedure procurement management or control the procurement. This is the stage where the team implements the nail the nailing acquired purchase into the project plan. Close the procurement. During the negotiation stage, the in-house legal team and the supplier will agree on what constitutes work complete. And to finally this presentation, we have the management of the project stakeholders. The stakeholders management is the process of management stakeholder expectation and requirements. It involves identifying and analyzing stakeholders and systematically planning communication and engagement with them. This is the step for this case. Who will be affected positively and negatively by your project? Who has an interest in your project? Who has power over your project? Who wants your project to fail? Who wants your project to succeed? Okay. Okay, this is all. Thank you very much for watching this presentation, and I'll see you soon. Oh, okay.